Anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the U.S., affecting 40 million adults annually. But could the most popular medication to treat anxiety lead to another drug epidemic? Psychiatrist Dr. Ish Major joins us with more insight. Welcome, sir. Dr. Ish, benzodiazepines are a class of medicine. People have heard often of Xanax,
Yes.
Valium.
Yes.
There are risks with these, and there's a place for them.
Yeah.
But there are risks, and with so many people suffering, it feels like we're living in a time where everyone is taking these. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, we got two really big pill problems in this country. We've got an opiate crisis, and we've got a benzo epidemic. And it's been around for a long time, and they're just as addictive and just as deadly.
Benzo's obviously a very big gun, very effective.
Big gun.
But before you get to that, if let's say you are one of those people with anxiety, what are other techniques shy of that you can use to avoid going on them in the first place?
Well, what you want to do is put the fire out, right? And so you never want to start with the big gun. If you start with the benzo, doctor, it's like learning to drive on a Bentley. You're never gonna want to drive anything else, right?
That's a
so
problem.
you start with the benzo, you're never gonna get them off of that benzo because it works. In 30 minutes, it works, you feel better, it's on board, but you're never gonna get them off and you're gonna build up a tolerance. And so what 2 milligrams used to could do, now it's gonna take 4 and 6 and 8. Right?
And Dr. Ish, that holds true both for anxiety disorder or if you want help sleeping.
Right.
I mean, that class of drug is used in both scenarios, and they sort of go hand in hand.
And if I may, what I would like to say, a primary care doctor who is maybe not as well equipped with dealing with anxiety disorders, their first step may be to put you on a benzodiazepine. And there are places, ER, heck, I have to use those, right? And there are situations where it's necessary, but I really think it's important to talk to someone like you who specializes in this, because my guess is that you can keep most people off of these. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely, positively can. There's a lot of other med classes we can use before that. We can use Neurontin, we can use gabapentin, we can use Buspar, we can use Vistaril, a lot of non-addictive medication that's going to work at the same speed, but it's not going to hit like a train, like the benzo hits like a train.
Let's say you're out there and there's a viewer out there watching who's on the benzos. How does one who may already be taking them and enjoying that Bentley ride, how do they then safely taper down? Because it is so addictive and
very, very slowly. And so a lot of docs will say, well, I'll take you off in a month. Well, that's not going to work, right? See, what we've got is a natural benzo producing element in our brain. When you give it the outside benzo, it no longer produces that. And so when you're taking somebody off of benzo, if somebody's on a 2 milligram Xanax, what I will do is bring them down by a quarter dose per month, 0.25. And we'll go to 1 1/4, 1 3/4 for 2 months, and then we'll go to 1 1/2 for a month, and then we'll go to that half, and then slowly but surely, you do it quarterly. It's not a monthly thing because you've got to give their body time to adjust to the decreased dose, and you've got to give their body time for that natural benzo to kick back in. And once I'm on the lower end, now I'm going to give you something that's going to work long term, like the Zolofts and the Prozacs and the Lexapros. It takes 2 to 4 weeks to work, but while we're coming down off the big gun, I'm getting you up to speed on the softer gun, and I'm also going to give you something like a Buspar or Vistaril just to keep in your pocket in case of an emergency.